Welcome back, students. In this video, I am just going to talk about the wool. As we have just give you the introduction in the previous video, there is a type of fibers that we can get it from the natural way as well as from the man-made. And from natural, we can get it from the plants as well as the animals. Behind me, the wool, the topic I am going to discuss, that is the fiber we are getting it from the from the animal. Do you know from where we get that? Yes, you all know the sheep. But there are many different varieties of sheep are present, different breeds of the sheep are present, and from different breeds we get the different types or quality of the fabric. So here we go. The wool, that is animal fiber, and it is used for knitting. Knitting, you know, even your grandmother or mother used to knit a sweater for you. That is a knitting sweater, weaving the shawls and other woven clothes. And the hair, the name is fleece. On the surface, on the body, the hair like structures are present in the sheep. They are also known as fleece. I can ask you the question that what is the fleece? So fleece, these are the hair of animals like sheep, goat, yak, and some other animals. These animals bear hairs on their body, and the hairs of wool yielding animals, they trap the air. Please note it down that the hairs of the animals, they trap the air, and this air is a poor conductor of heat. So hair keeps these animals warm by shielding their body from the cold during the winter. So these animals don't suffer with the cold. Why? Because they persist hair on their body, and the hair trap the air, and this air is exactly the poor conductor of heat. That's why they are not feeling cold during the winter season. And noted down there that due to this reason, the hair of these animals are removed only in a year, once in a year, and that is at the beginning of the summer season. Their hairs grow again by the time as the winter comes. So this is the reason. Here you can see it again that this person, this man is taking out the hair that are fleece, and the wool is that is commonly obtained from sheep, as I repeat again, and the fleece of the sheep that consists of two types. It is not like even on our hairs, on our head, we have the different types or length of the hair varies. Same here in the animal over here, they have the coarse beard hair, and the fine and the soft under hairs are present. Two types of hairs are present, and they play an important role accordingly. The hair that grows close to the skin, these are the fine and the soft, and these under hairs are used for making the wool. Noted down that how and by which part of the hair among these two is used as a wool. So why there is a need of selective breeding? I must ask you before going ahead that what is selective breeding? You don't know, don't get it confused, I make it clear for you. Selective breeding is the breeding of the two different, like you can say, select the two different sheeps. One is yielding a good quality of the wool, and secondly, the bulkiness is provided. Then the mating of these two is done. Here it is the process of selecting the parents, you know, for obtaining the special character. For obtaining special character, the breeding among these parents is done, and their offspring, the baby, such as the soft underhairs in the sheep, that is needed for the wool. For that purpose, selective breeding is done, and that process is known as a selective breeding. Here you can see that hairs persisting in those selected breed are selected, the parents are selected as such, and the artificial selection is done, and in turn they are getting the good quality of wool. For that purpose, the selective breeding is done. You can see here that breeding is a way of producing the new plant or animal with the desired features. That is right now, nowadays is being done. That is only for, yes, for the desired features. Whatever you want, you can get it by the way of selective breeding of the two parents. Here, chickens are also the example. They get the egg size, and for the quantity, they select the breed. That can happen in the milk yielding animals also. In the case of wheat too, because nowadays we are eating the artificial form, not the natural. And on the other hand, they have the, yes, a disadvantage too. These are selected for the beef. The cattle are selected for the beef, like bulkiness and the golden quality. They are also done for the selective breeding. And nextly, the flowers also. These are the just examples I am giving you, that it's not only case of the sheep for the wool. In others too, we can select it. Next is our what is rearing and breeding of sheep. Selective breeding we have read, but what actually rearing is? Your parents rear you, they take care of you. Okay, here the sheep are being reared. The rearing of the sheep or any other animal that we mean to look after. What rearing is? That to look after it. For what? For the food, shelter and the health care you are providing to it. And the person who looks after them, that is known as a shepherd. You can see over here in the video that this person is rearing the sheep. This person is known as the name, yes, you have to repeat again, the person who is rearing, taking care of the sheep, that person is known as a shepherd. So this is, the sheep are reared mainly for, yes, wool, and they are reared in areas with low rainfall. Next, there's something more. You should know that where or on which places these are being found and where these are being reared or taken care of. Mostly the places like Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and the Gujarat. And the sheep, mostly they are grazing to the hilly states. The examples are Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal and Arunachal Pradesh and the Sikkim. Noted down here that lifespan, for how long they live, the lifespan of the sheep is 10 to 12 years only. They are, yes, the feeding habit is herbivores. They prefer to eat the grass and the leaves. And apart from this, they are reared sheep and they are fed on, what is their feed is? The mixture of pulses, corn, jowar and the minerals. In winter, noted down here that in winter they are kept indoors and they are fed on the dry fodder and the leaves and the grains. This is all about the sheep, how they are reared. This is what I have spoken about, that the places, the highlighted places are those places where these are taken care of and these are being found. These are different types of sheep. The name of the breed, this is very important on the point of view of the exams, or in any question can be asked, that if it is said to you that name of the breed is said, that Lohi, the quality of wool is, yes, the good quality of wool it is giving to you, and Lohi, in which area it is found? Rajasthan and Punjab. And if I talk about Rampur, that is Rampur Bushehr, that is brown fleece we get from it, and the places where they are found, Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. Nali, we get the carpet wool. We get carpet wool from where? Yes, this Nali you can also pronounce it. The place is Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Next is Bakharwal. This is Bakharwal. You have to pronounce this way, and from it what we are getting? We are getting the woolen shawls. If I ask you from where you get the woolen shawl, you have to name that breed. That is the Bakharwal, and the place is Jammu and Kashmir. Marwadi, that is, as the name is, that is from the Gujarat, and the coarse wool you get it from. Patanwadi, that is very important, and for Hojri, the quality of the wool is Hojri, and the state it's that is Gujarat. This is from exam point of view, it is very important, you just note it down in your notebook. This is again the several breeds that we talk about. The yak wool, if I ask you that yak wool from where you get that, that is the Tibet or Ladakh. Angora wool, that is Angora goat, and it is found in the hilly areas, that is Jammu and Kashmir. And underfur of the Kashmiri goats, they are having the soft, and it is used to weave the pashmina shawl. This is very important. Please note it down, that pashmina shawl, and it is very famous too. From where you get that? That is from the Kashmiri goat. And why it is? Because it's very soft. Then the fur of the camel and alpaca that is found in the South America also yield the wool. These are the varieties of the breeds, and this is how when we just shear the wool and how we are converting that wool that we had taken from the sheep, converted into the yarn. Yarn, as I told, this is a thin thread-like structure, the ball, and after that from it we just weave it and we will just knit it. See, first they remove the fleece, the hair, they just wash the fleece, they wash the hairs first of all. The dirt, everything stick to the hair that is being removed, and afterwards they just sort the wool, that is the shoulder wools and the different from the different areas. They just collected the wool that is being cut down, sorted down, then carding of the wool. Carding is just combing that wool, okay, just to straighten it. That wire-like teeth are present in the instrument and they just card with it. After that, the combing wool that removes the shorter fibers. It is not like that only long fibers are there, there is a mixture of shorter too. To separate that, they just comb the wool, and after it, what is doing? The spinning of the wool, that is with the spindle. This you have read in the class 6 what spindle is. There they spin the wool and into a single strand of the yarn. Right now what we are having, the hairs, and now it is being processed and it is converted into thin thread, and finally the 5 single strands these of the wool are woven together, entangled together, and finally we are getting yarn. This is all about the processing of the wool. Thank you, and we'll meet you in the next video.